じゃあ次切羽詰まってそうなのはイサベルさんかな。まあ正直これだけねエーテルだまりが増えてることを考えると、正直このままノースリーチに住んでるのは大丈夫なんだろうかという気持ちが強いよね。その後大丈夫か。まだ前向きですねみんなね。あ、マダム大丈夫かな。お
Not being able to fight.
You didn't mean them. I know. That's not the man you are. The man I love.
よかったね。支えてくれるってよ。仕事だけの仕事としての関係じゃなかったんだな。ちゃんとした恋人同士だった。イザベル。
Oh, Clive. What am I to do?
どうしたの。
My wards and I may soon be
分
without
裂。
a home.
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty
あ、
throne
変人
and
生きてたん
taken
だ。
up residence here in Northreach.
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders, second only to his Radiance at the head of the Imperial government. Not that any of those things still exist. Now he goes by his noble title, the Duke of Oriflamme.
And what does he want with Northreach?
He wants to transform it into a military
お触れを
stronghold,
出した。な
a
んだ。
foundation upon which to build a new Sunbreak.
ああ、そういうこ
He's
とか
already。secured the support of the various army remnants.
う
He
わ
promises that they shall be afforded the respect they deserve in his empire. One built on the confiscated property of the people.
He would rob the populace to pay for it.
Believe me, I have used every means of persuasion to
そういうことだ
discourage
よ
him
ね。
from
自
this
分たちが
folly.
住むところなくなったから無理やりにでも作ろうとしてるってことで
He
しょ
will
これ。
not listen to me.
ろくでもない
What
で
does
す
Captain
ね。
Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around. Couldn't he use that influence again?
How? By speaking out against one of the most
そうな
powerful
の？
men in Sunbreak. A man whose stated aim is to revive the empire Philippe's comrades
フィリ
swore
ッ
to serve,
プ。
and to improve the soldiers' lot within it.
あいつがいれば大丈夫かと思っ
Captain
てた
can
の
offer
に
them。a regular supply of gruel and an occasional trip to the Vale to help
あ、
them
それ
forget
で
the terrors
分
they
裂しちゃ
face
うか
each
もって
day.
ことか。
The Duke offers them a vision of strength and safety. No. Any attempt to incite mutiny would cost Philippe the
そうだ
support
ね。
of his men, if it did not cost him his life. But given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable. The people have little
元も子も
appetite
な
for
さすぎま
further
すね、それは。
deprivation, least of all when it serves only to elevate others.
And who could blame them?
Clive, would you appeal to the Duke on my behalf?
クライブの話なら聞いてくれ
Services to
る？
Northreach, you have the respect of the soldiers,
え、でも
and they will take you
賢
to
人
his
とは
own
面
house if
識
you
全
ask
く
her.
ないんじゃないか？
And unlike Philippe, no bonds of loyalty prevent you from speaking your mind to the man. Well, will you try? You could hardly fare any worse than I did.
オリフレムを潰したのは紛れもなくシドたちだからな。大丈夫かな。
I'll see what I can do.
まあでもこの間
Thank
こ
you,
の間は
Clive.
力貸してくれたもんね。
Where will I find this Duke of Oriflamme?
会えますか
In
ね。
the garrison?
Overseeing the troops, yes.
All right. Wish me luck.
だいぶ不安ですが交渉できるんだろうか。でもクライブな、結構そういう相手とも
The
交
fact
渉
that
す
the
るの
soldiers
上手だか
trust
ら。
you may well carry some weight with the
そうだ
Duke.
ね。
He needs
クライブの
their support after all.
助言を聞くか、 オーリフレム校の無茶苦茶を聞くか、兵士はどっちにつくかっていう感じなのかな。でもなんかそれはそれで二分しちゃいそうだ
The
な。
remembrance ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
ね、話の通じる相手だといいよね、クライブ。シルベストロの時何にもできなかったのにね。お、集まってる。これはあれか。この間の人たちか。あ、難民も来てるかこれ。そうだね、避難民。どこにいる？あそこか。あ、いかめしい兵士。
You're the dame's man, aren't you?
お、
You
優
got
し
some
くな
business
っ
with the
た。
captain?
No,
さす
actually.
が一目置かれてるだけあるな。
I was hoping I might be able to speak with him.
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass. But you should be all right. His Eminence has heard all
Wow,
about you and your
yatta!
heroics.
よかったね、
Wait here.
兵士に優し
I'll
くし
go
と
and
いて
ask.。
あ、いるね、確かに。青いやつだな。もごもご言ってただけのくせに、一大事の時に。
You are the sellsword who lent his aid to the garrison. The Empire owes you a debt, and I shall see it
お、
repaid.
素直にお礼を言ってくれた。
Is it wealth that you seek or
死のって
favor?
結びついてないのかな、もしかして。
I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn Northreach into a stronghold.
Ah, I see. You are worried the expanded garrison will render your services redundant. Yet you needn't be. A proud fighting man like yourself shall always have a place here. Pride of place, in fact. For too long has the contribution of the noble soldier been under-reckoned. But no more. For it is they who shall see the Holy Empire rebuilt, beginning right here in Northreach.
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from the recent troubles. Her defenses are sound, and her garrison well prepared. Which is more than can be said for Oriflamme or Twinside. The Empire wants for a capital, and I believe Northreach to be the perfect place. With Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the
まあ、
refortification of both
確かに
the
立地
town
的にはめちゃくちゃいいよな。
and the
ノルバントリでめっちゃ
castle,
近い
we
か
need
ら。
only build a wall around both to create a city that would be the envy of the twins. Plans are already underway for the construction. Soon enough, these thralls shall learn that they are no match for the
割と
might of Sanbreque.
理の通った悪い
I feel
話
you
ではない気が
underestimate
す
how
る。
dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should
本当に
they
勝てるなら
return
ね。
in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come
そう
together
なんだよ
in
な。そこ
defense
だ
of
け
the
なんだよ
town.
な。財産の
Something
徴収
they
は
may be
やめた方
loath
がい
to
いと思うん
do
だ
if
よ
they've been
な。
deprived of their worldly goods.
The people will do as their leaders command.
まあでも実際お金がいるのかな。
Sanbreque is to be
国を立て直すために
rebuilt.
は
She。will require a functioning government, one whose authority is beyond question. That is why this levy is necessary, so that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and
ああ、
be
ちゃんと
fed,
給金も出るん
outfitted,
だ。
and paid as befits a
あ
defender
なん
of
か
the
ますます
empire.
悪い話ではない気がしてきたな。
And yet there are those who persist in peddling the treasonous lie that I seek to steal from the people and drive them from their homes.
I suspect
まあそうだ
they're
ね。
afraid of losing what little they have
分かって
left.
くれるまで説得すべきだよな。あ、勝ち気な女性。
The common folk have little and less, and
そ
you
うだ
mean
よ
to
ね。
deprive them of even that.
分からないわけじゃない
You
よ
would
な。
sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have
Sabine!
discussed this.
Yes, and I told you
Oh,
then how
musume!
putting the empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
有能じゃん。
Without an empire, there are no citizens.
And in
あ
yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not take her name in vain, Sabine.
I'll come back later.
あ、さすがクライブ空気が読める
Citizens
な。
revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan.
そうだね、そこが一番
Wouldn't
大
have
事
to
だ
ask
ね
them, I。suppose.
意外とその方がいいっていう
Begin with those on the
民
other
も
side
多
of
い
the
かも
wall.
しれないからな。でもなんか
You are embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing
こんな
yourself.
正面切ってではないけど、ロザリアでもこうやってこのアナベラが王あっての国でしょうみたいな、国第一やろっていうのと、いやでも民がいなかったら国は成り立たんっていう、こうエルウィンの毎晩の喧嘩があったのかもしれないよね。まあお互いがお互いのね理想のために生きてはいたんだろうから、まあその理想が良かったかどうかは別として衝突するわな。 でもどうなんだろう、外側の人たちは割と賛成なんじゃないかな。ここが国になったらまた栄えるかもしれないじゃんね。どう？マルシェの人。
A question, if you don't mind.
クエスチョンさせてくれ。
Don't get me
あ、とんでもない
started.
話なんだ。
You build a life for yourself somewhere, only for some noble to turn up and tell you you've got to hand it all over to him. If he thinks his name and his chains give him the right to
なるほど
empty
ね。
our purses, he's in for a rude awakening. We'll do whatever it takes to keep what's ours. Whatever it takes.
めちゃくちゃ反対してるな。やっぱあれか、今まで何にもしてこなかったのにいきなりここの話進めるのが気に食わないっていうのが大きいんだろうか。でここで一生懸命頑張ってたのに、ここで気づいた財産とかも全部持ってくのがおかしいやろっていう感じなのかな。
Right there. What is it
Question
you're after,
please.
Just your opinion, actually. I wondered what you thought of the Duke of Oriflamme.
インタビュアーのクライブです。ああ、浮かない顔ですね。
None of us traders do. It's thanks to nobles
怖
like
が
him
って
that we
る
had to set up shop this side of the
あ
river in
あ、
the
そういう
first
ことか。
place. Couldn't have the rabble getting any closer to the holy capital, could they? Now he's trying
あ
to
あ、
drive
確
us
か
out
にな。
completely, threatening to take everything we got from us if we don't clear off. If the dame said she wanted him run out of town, I'll be straight through that checkpoint.
なるほどね。
tied up at the end.
まあ、確かにそうだよな。この国の人ではないのか、マルシェの人たちは。この国、そっか、ここで勝て、どういう感じだっけ、ノースリーチ。ノースリーチについて。ああ、これ初期の情報がもうなくなってるな。多分、あれなんだよね。難民とか移民の人とか
The dame certainly has a way with the men of the
が
garrison.
あれなのかな。
If only all our problems could be solved so easily.
一応ザンブレクの住民ではあるんだろうか。
Why, your stall is as ripe as a midden heap.
酒場の給仕。
I've been hearing a lot of talk
こ
about
の
a
子
certain
中の人
duke.
じゃないか、どっちかって言ったら。
Nothing good, I'll wager. Going around acting like he owns the place. And with hardly a word to the dame. This is her town, not his.
I take it you'd rather she was in charge.
ああ、確か
As
に。
far as I'm concerned, she still is. Just need his eminence to sod off back to Oriflamme.
なるほど。
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
やっぱノースリーチ側の意見を全く聞いてないっていうことが、あれか、住んでる人たちからすると不満っていうことだね。ザンブレク全体のことを考えたら、確かにどこかにもう一度国を作ることは大事だけれど、だからってなんでここなんだっていう気持ちがあるっていう感じですかね。ではとりあえず今度中の人に。中の人はどうなんだろうな。中の人は割といい暮らしをしていただろうし、けどもここ中の人たち、ああ、兵士か。兵士は割とあれだろうな。今の自分たちだけじゃちょっと戦力不足を感じている可能性もあるからな。
You're the one who was talking to His Eminence.
はい。
On the dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not to take the people's goodwill for granted, but it seems my words fell on deaf ears. What do you think of his plans?
I'm a soldier, mate. He tells me what
まあ
to
そうだ
do,
よね。
not the other way round. Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the dame, but I've got a family to look after. That's where my loyalties lie, not with the town or the
ま
empire,
あ国
but
に
with
仕
my
えてる
wife
んだ
and
もんね、
children.
彼らはね。
If the Duke can get us the men and the equipment we need to fight off those blue-skinned bastards,
ま
I
あこれ
don't
は
care
これ
how he does
で
it.
責められるあれはないわな。なるほどなるほど。
I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the dame. But I'm with the Duke on this one.
家族は大事だ。何よりも、なんなら何よりも守った方がいいという点は、これは割とわかる理屈だな。真面目な兵士。
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town into some sort of fortress. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say.
ああ、やっぱそうなんだ。
All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise, His Eminence's
まあ、ザンブレクのことを
word
考えたらそうだよね。
No one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but empires don't come for free. Once Sanbreque is back on her feet, we'll all reap the
まあ
benefits.
そうだな。大きな目で見たら正直そっちの方がいいんじゃないかという気はしないでもないよね。だからやり方だな、やっぱり。じゃあそのやること自体はいいけど、やり方がちょっと強引すぎるんじゃないのっていうところなのかな。こっちはあれかな、召喚の誰かかな。いや違うか、ここか。ああ、普通の住民の人。中の住民の人は確かに興味ありますね。どういう意味、どういう気持ちか。
Well, he's made a lot of
抵
enemies
抗はあ
coming
る。
in the way he did. I mean, look around us. You can see the
そうだよ
state
ね
the。realm's
めちゃくちゃ荒れてる。なんならエーテルだま
The
り。
traders might not like having the screws put on them, but if they volunteered a few more of their hard-earned gil before things got bad, maybe they wouldn't have to. I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the empire is
い
the
やー、やっ
best
ぱ
way
そう
of
だよ
making
な。
sure we're all protected.
はいはいはい。
And if that means people who don't know one
え、
end of the
す
sword
ごい
from
な。
another
街を去
have to make way
る
for those who do,
ぐらいの気持ちもあるの
that's
か
just。how it goes.
この人肝座りすぎてない？ちょっと。
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this.
なんかこいつだけすげえな。覚悟決まってる。いや、そうなんだよな。確かに国を再建しなきゃいけないけど、だからといって自分が犠牲になるのは嫌だっていう話だと思うんだよね、今これ問題は。こいつすごいぞ。人間ができすぎてる。広い視野を持ちすぎてる。大丈夫かな。広い視野持ちすぎて自分の幸せ逃しちゃわないかな。フィリップお前の気持ちを聞かせてくれ。あ、いた。フィリップ
Captain,
キャプテ
do you
ン。
have a moment?
For you? Certainly. Clive, wasn't it? Thank you for last time. How can I help you?
なんか老けてない？
I wanted
こんな
to
老け
ask
て
you
た
about
っ
the
け？
Duke of Oriflamme. Do you intend to go along with his plan?
But to tell you the truth,
あ、悩
I'm
んで
in
る
two
んだ。
minds. It's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his orders. But I can't say I agree with him.
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you loved. The Dame included.
That's right, I did.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either. She thinks they could tear Northreach apart.
And she's probably right. Thank you, Clive. I know what I need to do now. Protecting the people I love is what matters. Doesn't matter how. Well, duty calls, so I better go. Thanks again.
え、どうするんだ？どうするの？
It seems Philippe wants to do the right
なん
thing
か
at least.
今の助言
Expect
は
Isabel will be pleased to
ま
hear
あ、
that.
クライブはイザベル側だからまあそういう意味では悪くないのかもしれないけど、いいのかそれで。ちょっとなんかもうちょっと自分自身で悩ませた方が良かったんじゃないかという気持ちもしないでもないぞ、クライブ。これちょっと出過ぎた真似をしすぎたんじゃないか、この街にとって。でもこれまだ前後編の前編だからな。これまだ解決しない気持ちを持っていかないといけないね。いや、マダム思ったよりちょっと難しい状態じゃん。どうするよ。話し合いをしたよね、とりあえずはね。
Ah, Clive.
戻ったよ。
How did you fare? Were you able to speak with the Duke?
お話になりませんでした。
But
でもなんか娘ちゃんはもっと民の話聞くべきだって言ってたよ。
So Northreach is to be a fortress after all. Well, it will certainly help to hold back the thralls. There's no denying that. Though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople whose worldly goods are confiscated to pay for it. They
まあそうだよ
deserve to
ね。
be heard, Clive. To have a say in this new empire the Duke means to build.
そうなんだよね。
sadly,
だからや
his
っぱり
eminence values
やり
their
方だよね。
obedience more than their opinions, and hopes to reassert the authority of the state. I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacrificed for the greater good. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would rather their destinies were in your hands. The soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders. And not just because of the Duke's rank, but because of his vision.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sanbreque, I dare say I too would want nothing more than to see it rise from the ashes. Thank you for trying. But the battle is lost.
I don't know about that.
お、フィリップ。
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those I love to call it a day.
But why?
Because I realize what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it, but protecting what I care about.
そうだよね。それはそれで一理あると思ってたもんね。
I honestly don't know when those monsters will return.
男だ。
I'm certain they're not finished with us yet. And when they do come back, we need to be ready for them. We need to stand together, all of us. And with you to lead us, my lady, I reckon we can do it. It was you who finally convinced me, Clive. There's no point following orders if they go against everything you believe.
Indeed.
あ、そうだね。クライブはいつでも助けに来るよ。
Standing together. That has always been Northreach's best hope, and one which still lies within our grasp. We have only to turn our attentions to the true enemy. Thank you, Philippe, for showing me what I must do.
Anything for you, my lady. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from the Vale?
兵士なしででもできるのかな。
I fear His Eminence has loftier tasks in mind for
な
the
んか
guard.
どっちかっていうとフィリップ軍にいたままうまいことつなぎ役をやった方が良かったんじゃなかろうかって思わなくもないんだけど。
There may be hope for Northreach yet.
ありがとうなのかなこれは。
With men like you and Philippe to champion our cause.
まあ石の剣の手伝いぐらいは出せるかもしれないけど、いや石の剣出したらまずいのかな。シドのあれって分かっちゃうから。
But I suspect I shall have to call upon your aid.
いや後編気になりすぎるわイザベル。
Until then, Clive.
いやもちろんすぐ飛んでくるよ。いやどうなっちゃうんだノースリーチ。
Despite my repeated advances, His Eminence has proven a difficult conquest. Fortunately, I am nothing if not persistent. But, be that as it may, I might yet need you to press the point.
いやー、これなんとかまとまってほしいですね。さすがにこんな狭いところでさ、あでもまあ向こう行ってもらえばいいのかな。あでもこの昇進な兵士もあれだな。こっち側ついてくれそうだな。どっちかって言ったらマダム寄りになるだろう。
Saw the captain just now. Wasn't wearing his uniform.
Because he had it.
Your town needs you. I need you.
お
But the Duke would have me clapped in iron.
昇進な兵士どうする。大切な恋人のために軍を抜けるのか。ここもなかなか見ものですね。てか結構サブクエストなはずなんだけど、街の中のこのセリフっていうか人々の会話がね完全になんかオリフレ向こうに関する話が多い。あ、この人あれだね、めちゃくちゃ物分かりのいい住人さんだね。じゃあマダムのとこに行きますか。マダム、その後どうですか。
Do you have a moment, Clive?
あ、もちろん。
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. His Eminence has
あ、フィ
assumed
リッ
full
プ
control
警備
of
して
the
くれてるんだ。
garrison and put every able-bodied man to work on the fortifications. The town was left all but unguarded,
まあまあまあ、そらそうだよね。結構なノースリーチ方面エーテルだまりが多いからな。いや、もちろん喜んで。
Of course.
Of course.
Thank you, Clive. What would I do without you?
Thank you,
Philippe told me he had men stationed at...
You're welcome.
Where can I find the mistress of this establishment?
Oh!
Here, my lady.
誰?
To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
あ、娘か、オリフレ向こうの。
And it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflamme.
わかりやすいね。
causing you and your town no small amount of trouble.
なかなか気の強そうな子だ。
I wish to speak to you about what might be done.
Very well. Let us speak. I trust you'll forgive me, Clive.
Absolutely.
そうね、こっちの方がちょっと先決っぽいよね。
Proceed.
As you know, my father is a most overbearing and supercilious man, and I join you in objecting
あ、ね、そんな
to his
感じだ
every
ったよ
action.
ね。
Indeed, I owe you my thanks for continuing to argue against his reckless plans. Yet I fear he is not one to be swayed by reason.
まあそんな感じもしましたね。
No. He must be made to face the consequences of his actions.
お、手を組もうっていう話か?
Make him do this.
I would. Myself and several other like-minded individuals. Were you to join us, we would surely have the strength to drive him from North
追
Reach
放
for good.
はちょっとやりすぎな気もするけどね。うん、ちょっと穏やかじゃないですね。
Drastic action is precisely what is called for. Unless you are content to see your people downtrodden and dispossessed.
追い出さなくてもいいんじゃないか? まあそれはちょっとね、困ってしまうのはわかるが。
But he is wrong. It is not the people who must serve the Empire, but the Empire who must serve her people. He's always been like this.
昔から。
Scornful of the opinions of anyone he judged beneath him.
ああ、なるほど。
But he cannot be allowed to ride roughshod over the common folk
あんまり家
any
庭
longer.
も大切にしていなかったっていうことなのかな?
By all possible means.
ちょっとだいぶじゃああれだな。市場が挟まりすぎてる気がするね。そうだね。マダムの言う通り。
Our only chance of saving this town depends upon every one of us uniting against our common enemy. Your father and his followers included. While I understand your frustrations, I
いや、マダムはっきりここで言い切れるのかっこいいな。
False hope. I assure you. But I see that your mind is made up.
うえー、全然分かってくれてない。この子だけ最終的に孤立しちゃうんじゃないか?
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. But unfortunately for us, that
そうだよ
spirit
ね。
is only likely to harden the Duke's resolve, which may be enough to seal the fate of this town. Not that she cares. This is all about her and her father.
Families.
I'm sorry, where were we? Ah, yes. I
あ、
was
警
about
備
to
のこ
tell
と
you
ね。
of Philippe's plans for the town watch. But perhaps it's better that you heard them from him.
マルシェにいる。OK?
I believe he's in the market if you'd be so kind as to seek him out.
Right away.
It's just a pity I cannot join you. I'd like to see the two of you in action together.
なんかもうタイトルがさ、崩れゆく堅壁っていうのがね、もうなんか最終的に崩れちゃいそうで嫌なんだよな。崩れゆくけど、なんとかとどまるといいね。マルシェ。あ、結構夜の帳の人たちも外に出てるんだね。ああ、なるほど。警備のお願いをしてるのか。まあでも警備って言ってもなって言ってるけど、確かにさ、商人の人たちはあんまり戦うことに、ああ、金持ちは金持ちでこういう思惑が。フィリップはどこだ？あ、いたいたいたいたいたいた。わ、サビンヌちゃんこっちにも来てる。
I beseech you. If you're a true son of Northreach, you must fight to defend your home.
いや、追放はちょっと。
Exactly what I am doing, milady. Or trying to, at least.
そうだね。
The land is crawling with fiends, and someone has to keep watch.
Even when our true enemy is hiding in the garrison? Fine. You're not the only able-bodied man in Northreach.
すごい切れ
Thank
て
you
る。
so much for your help.
誰か話聞いてくれるのかな、この説得の仕方で。
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a word in edgeways.
それね。
Like father, like daughter, eh?
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale earlier.
あ、知らぬうちにあれなんだ。もうお父さんに似ちゃったんだね。そういう意固地なところが。
I bet that went well. Her ladyship seems to have a way with people. Anyway, what brings you here?
あ、お手伝いに来まし
Our
た。
mutual friend thought you might welcome some help.
Oh, she did she? Right, as always.
いや、どんだけあっても足りないだろうな、
In fact,
人手は。
You're just the man. We've had some reports, you see. Sightings of, you know what.
They're back.
Seems that way.
何箇所かで一度、
All over
うわー。
We haven't been able to confirm anything yet, but if you're willing, you could go and see what's what.
Right. Where should I look?
You know Grieger's Weep?
グエリゴールの涙
One
の
of
湖
the
畔。
sightings places them somewhere on its shores.
グエリゴールの涙ってどこだっ
I'm on my
け？
way.
Thank you, Clive.
いや、いいよ、
I'll
全
look
然
into。one of the other sightings.
そっちこそ気をつけてね。
Let's rendezvous back here later.
突然エーテルだまり湧いたりするみたいだから、フィリップが貸し明かしたら結構厄介だろうからな。あ、ここか。意外と近いな。パッと見なんかそんなに大量に湧いてるようには見えないけど。お、でも立ち止まった、クライブが。ってことは？
Damn it.
あー、なるほどね。そういう感じね。
I need to stop before they get to the town.
転生の炎！おらー！よし、やったかな？次！斬鉄剣！よーし。
Call that a test, Ultima.
Clive!
お、フィリップ、無事か。
You alright?
余裕ですね。
But it seems
あ
the、
そう
reports
か
were true.
余裕かどうかじゃなかったんだね、聞いたの
Thralls
は
have returned.
出たわ、
Dispatched the few that I found
うん、出たけど出たことが問題だよね、確かに。クライブがいつもいるわけじゃないからな。
They all came from the north last time. We might be able to fend off an attack from one side or the other, but from both?
Do you have eyes in the north?
そうだね。
Some. I should probably go and have a
一
look.
人で行くの
just to be
大丈
sure.
夫？
You head back to Northreach. I want you there
厄
just
介
in
な
case
ことになりそ
war
う。
breaks out while I'm away.
What do you mean?
Her ladyship's been busy working her magic on the townspeople.
あー、なる
Stirring
ほ
up
どね。
ill feeling towards her father.
まあ
She'll
確か
have
に
them marching
住
on the
民
barracks
は
if
割
we're not
と
careful.
反対派が多いだろうから乗っちゃう人もい
This
る
is
かもしれ
exactly
ない
what the Dane
な。
was afraid of. I'll do what I can to calm things down. Be careful out there, all right?
そうだね、
Don't
気をつ
worry,
け
I'm
て。
not like you.
なんかすごい
One
怖いんだ
sniff
よ
of
な、
those
一
things
人で
and
行か
I'm
せる
running
の
back。to town screaming blue murder.
なんなら逆の方が安全なんじゃないかと思うんだけど。うわー、完全に対立してる。
Do you not see, Father? The people of Northreach have given enough, and only a fool would ask for more.
Listen to me, Sabine. Where would our people be without their country, hmm? The Empire is their sword and their shield. It is she that
まあ
ensures
両方
they
な
can
いと
live
意味がないよ
without fear.
ね、正直。
Now
バランス
she
じゃないか、
teeters
やっぱ
on the
り。
brink. Without their sword, how will the people fight? Without their
まあ
shield,
確かに
how
ね、
will
今
they
この
protect
国がない
their
状
king?
態でどうするかっていうのはあるかもしれないけど、
Can the unarmed stand against the advancing
生き
hordes?
ていける人もいれば生きていけない人もいるよな。
But there is yet hope. A new shield, a new sword. A new empire. We can rebuild Sandbreck, just as great Grieger wills it.
Perhaps we could, Father. But we don't want to. Not if it is built on the
まあそれ
broken
もそうなん
backs
だよ
of
ね。
the people.
Please, let us not quarrel in the
あ、
street.
マダム来た。
You must see that no good will come of this. Our fight is not with each other, but with the threat that draws ever closer to our gates. A threat that your sword has yet to rid us of.
そうだね。まあそれが一番先決だよね。
You will hold your tongue, whore.
祭りごとの前の問題なんだよな。
With your heresy, but I will not be corrupted.
Corrupted? Your daughter's opinions are her own, as you would know if you had ever deigned to
おっしゃる
listen
通
to
り
her.
なんならイザベルさんは協力できなさいって言ってる
They are
し。
your opinions, and not posturing born of a family feud. Northreach deserves better than that.
Northreach deserves better than you, Carla.
カルラ
Yes, I know who you are. The slut of Twinside who bedded a branded.
あ、そうだったんだ。
Jealous, are you? That a woman might choose a bearer over a pious man of Griga.
Clive! I met a swarm of thralls coming south from Oriflamme. Hundreds of them. Too many to count.
ああ、やっぱりそうか。
No. Work on the fortifications has scarcely begun. We will retreat to Caer Norvent and there make our stand. Did you hear me? That was an order.
まあそこまで引いちゃったらこの町どうなるんだって話だもんね。
While this is but a heartfelt plea, let us make our stand here and protect our homes. Protect those that we love. Together for Northreach!
You heard the dame. What are we waiting for? Pikemen to the gates. Archers to the roofs. Quickly, come on!
わあ、フィリップさすが元キャプテンだけあるね。
But she is but a common...
Whore, yes. And we'd follow her to the gates of hell.
とりあえず親子だけ残ったからちょっと2人で話し合っていただいて、クライブはあれですね。アカシアを倒しに行った方が良さそうですね。
The men had their
いや、
orders.
フィリップ偉すぎる。ありがとう。
I got them spaced out at regular intervals. Whichever direction the thralls strike from, there'll be someone there to meet them.
Thank you, Philippe. Rest assured the people will play their part. The herbalist has donated her stock of medicines to me. Should any of your men be injured,
ダリ見ると同じ夫人だね、基本的に
we'll
は。
see to them there.
Thank you, my lady. I will.
I'll play my part too. You still want for numbers. Unlike the enemy. I only hope I can go somewhere
そう
to
だ
even
ね
the odds.
まあクライブがいたらどこまでも戦えるだろう。
I doubt the thralls by the lake were the last of their number.
Of course. I'll lead a party down
確か
that
に
way
後
so
ろ
we
から
don't
叩
get
かれたら
taken by
話にならない
surprise.
もんね。
What about you?
I'll make my way up the road to Oriflamme. I fought a few of these things. And while I
かっ
can't
こ
promise
い
I'll
い。
hold
できる
back,
だけ数を減らしてお
I
く。
should be able to thin the herd.
All right. But take care.
Thank you, both of you.
You can thank us when it's over.
Till then, madame.
See that you come back safe, Clive. And we shall do everything we can to ensure the town is still here when you do.
町のことは任せた。
To bring our wounded here.
お、兵士。
We'll be ready for them. We've got ointments and linens aplenty.
お、ちゃんと協力してくれそう。秘書
I have
官。
served the Duke for many years,
お、
and I hope to do so for many more.
考えは理解しているけど。
But I cannot turn my back
あ
on these people.
ー、さすが。
Our people.
やっぱこういうあれなんだろうな。秘書とかに支えられてたからうまいこと言ってたんだろうな、賢人。
Refuge in the barracks. We'll be safe.
大体トップは理想を語ってその下の直属の下の人たちがうまいこと回してるってイメージがあるんだよな、政治って。なんで神の話になってんだ。神の話をせずに現実を見ろ。なんだかんだなんか仲直りしてるし、親子。いや、そうなんだよな。まあやっぱ上の方からものを見てたから 目の前のことにどうやって対処するかってあんまり見当つかないんだろうな。そういう意味ではちょっとかわいそうだよね。本当に国とか民のことを考えてるか分かんないけど、もう一度国を起こして人々のためになるように働きかけたいっていう気持ちは嘘ではないだろうから。行くぜ。うわー、小麦が見事に真っ黒になってる。全ての敵を倒せ。来たな。多いな、かなりの数。ほんまや。行くぞ。まずはここからの斬鉄乱舞。時間を稼いで。当たらんかった。最悪だ。編成の炎なかったことに。オーケー。よし、終わったか一旦。まだこの気配。おお、でかいやつ来たー。おい、凍らせろ。よいしょい。でこの隙にこうしてポッ。おら、レイジングピスト。ガルだ、引っ張れ。ガラのガウジだ。トルガルを添えてテイクダウンいける。テイクダウンいける。よし、来た。インパルスからの乱舞して、これやばい、離れすぎてるかな。よし、当たった。なんかちょっと怖くて離れ目から撃っちゃうんだけど、そうすると当たらなくて空振りしちゃうんだよな。勇気を持たなければいけない。よし、オーディンアームからの斬鉄レベル5。細切れー。けー、これでいったかな。数はそんなに多くなかったね。いいの。カモントルガー。まだ無事ですか。お、大丈夫そうだね。フィリップが頑張ってくれたのかな、反対側は。
Clive, it's good to see you. And you. The road to Oriflamme is clear. How did you and your men fare?
Well, we ended up fighting for our lives down by the lake. Took a few nicks.
ああ、よかったよかった。いや、正直あのレベルのやつ出てきてたとしたら結構一般兵士できつかっただろうからな。
For the time being, at least. I thank you both for answering the call.
You were right. And I was wrong. About everything.
ああ、やっぱそういうことだよね。
I had thought that the only way to unite the people was under the banner of empire. That without a strong hand to guide them, they would drift apart. To be borne hither and yon by the eddying currents of fate. But you brought them together. Not by force, nor by the exercise of goddess-given authority, but by simply being one of them.
まあ大きくなったらそうはいかないだろうけど、この村一つぐらいの単位だったら多分その方がうまくいくのかもしれないよね。
You were merely distracted by a loftier vision
そういうことだよね。
of empire and glory, while our eyes beheld matters closer to home.
You have the right of it again, as did you, Sabine. His radiance said it himself. Sanbreque is naught without her citizens. I forgot that, and I am sorry.
I'm sorry too, Father. I should never have taken things so far. I only wanted you to understand how the people felt. How I felt. But my anger got the better of me.
Do not blame yourself, my dear. This was my
まあ
doing.
2人とも偽りは
I
な
should
い
have
よ
listened
ね。
to you. To all of you.
Your Eminence, your Ladyship, I do not doubt that you came here with the best of intentions. But I believe the same could be said of us all.
そうだね。
We all want safety, security, prosperity. Not just for Northreach, but for the entire realm. And we may yet achieve it. If only we work together. Will you join us in this?
Yes. We shall.
Thank you, Your Eminence. Now that that is settled, I must go and see to the wounded. The Vale's doors are always open to any soldier in need of relief. And today there are more than ever before.
Madam Isabel is a rare soul
お、
indeed.
マダムって呼んでる。
In these dark times, I see that it is not men like me who should lead the realm,
まあでもそれはそうかもしれないね、やっぱ
but
り。
women like her.
You're right.
今までのね、
If only
積み
I'd
重ねもあ
listened
る
to
だ
her
ろう
when I had
し
the。chance.
Forgive me for saying so, my lady, but you still do. The dame said it herself. We can turn things around. We just have to work together. And that goes for you, too.
フィリップめちゃくちゃイケメンなこと言うじゃん。
Well said, Captain. Let this be a new beginning. Not only for Sanbreque.
もともと頭はいい人だろうから、いい案はいっぱい出てきそうだよね、オリフレムコね。
Since there's nothing more
だか
to
ら
be
ちゃ
done
んと
here,
向き合ってくれたら
I should
強
see
そう
if
ではあ
Isabel
るよ
needs
な。
any help moving the wounded.
わあでも結構怪我人出てるね。
A room at the Ville would be nice.
ああかわいそうに。ああ倒れてる人もいる。うわあ血出てるね。マダムたちが治療はしてくれるかもしれないけど、これから先が心
You
配だよ
too
な
are。a friend of Madam Isabel.
For Sanbreque. And I still do. But this time, I will go about things the right way.
サビーヌちゃんなんかめちゃくちゃあれじゃない？フィリップだけ
Rather than in spite of them.
フィリップだけ特別扱いしてない？気のせいか？フィリップ様って言ってるんだけど。お、フィリップ。
Thanks for your
こ
help.
っちがフィリップかと思った。
We couldn't have
こ
done
っ
it
ちがフィ
without
リップ
you.
だった。
Now all we need is for their eminences to
そうだね。
start pulling their weight.
頑張ってね。まあでも大丈夫そうな感はあるけどね。なんかこういう共通の敵がいる間はみんなそれを倒すために頑張ればいいから、なんとか仲良くできそうだよね。これがなくなった後がまた一問題ありそうだけど、いえいえ力仕事は得意なんで。そういう時にあれなんだろうな、多分この
We did it!
あ、
Kiss me.
頑張ったね。やったね。今でもキスミーって言ったな。さりげなくご褒美要求してなかったか今。クライブ側一人で何とかしちゃったけど、やっぱり人にはあいつら強いんだろうな。巨大なやつ出てくると太刀打ちできないだろうしな。
How goes the treatment of the wounded? I'd be happy to man one end of a stretcher if it would help.
そうだね、手伝えることがあったら。
You've helped quite enough for one day, Clive. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Oh, but I must. After all you've done for this town.
いやいや、こちらこそ一番困ってる時に助けてもらったからな。
Tell me, if Northreach had fallen, what would you have done? A woman of your means could find a home anywhere in the realm, but I sense you would rather have died here.
長い話？
For you,
喜ん
Madame, I
で
have all the time in the world.
さっきの恋人と関係があるのかな。
Very well.
あ、さっき言ってたよね。ツインサイドの知れ者って言われてたもんね。
I was Carla then, courtesan to the nobility. So sought after was I that it was only they who could
マダムど
afford
こに
my
行っても人
time.
気者なんだね。
Alas, those halcyon days were not to last.
やっぱりこの美貌とセクシーボイスであれか。
I fell in love with a bearer. He was my master's guard. The gentlest man I have ever known. After they discovered us together, he was whipped bloody and forbidden from ever looking at me again. And so we fled. Not that we had anywhere to flee to. We wandered, aimless and starving, half dreading, half praying that the next day would be our last. Until we found ourselves here, in Northreach. It was the veil that took us in, that fed us, clothed us, and healed our hurts.
その彼もろとも助けてくれたってこと？
Be healed at least.
ああ。
My love was already too far gone.
彼は助からなかったのか。
He did. Not long after we arrived.
石化で。あ、マダムを守るためにってこと？そういうことなのかな。
But the generosity of this town and her people did not end there. The men and women of the Vale supported me through my grief, shared in it, though I was still a stranger to them. They treated me like a sister. And so I swore that I would always do the same. That I would return the kindness that Northreach showed me. That I would repay my debt.
なるほどね。でも夜の帳はマダムが作ったんだと思ってたけど、先だったんだな。先にそこにあって夜の帳の一員になったんだ。
You're a lot like him, you know.
そうなの？
Such a soft spot for you. Never stop fighting, Clive.
それはとてもイケメンな彼でしたね。
I know that it will not be easy to keep Northreach together, but our efforts will be rewarded. Just look at us now. The people, the soldiers, even the Duke of Oriflamme and his daughter, all united in defense of this town that we have come to call our home. And what of you? Can we count on your support too?
Always.
Always. そうだね。ブライブちゃんとまた見に来ようね。お、来ました。いいのかこんな大事な看板いただいちゃって。ノースリーチにある召喚、夜の帳の看板。夜の安寧を表す三日月が目印。クライブの資質で見ることができる。
You held your own out there.
おー、ちゃんと兵士と商人が手を取り合ってるわ。あ、さっきの裕福な男裕福な男ちゃんと働いてる。偉い。あー、商人さんも戦ってる。いざという時はできるかなって言ってたけどちゃんと戦ったんだね。あ、でもやっぱみんなボロボロだね。いやー、これでもあれだよな。アルテマはさ、どっちかっていうとさ、この人々の絆を割くためにこういうことしてるんだと思うんだけど、結果的にこうやって共通の敵が現れたことによって今までバラバラだった兵士とか商人とか貴族とかが一致団結してるっていうのはなかなか皮肉な話だよね。ネトルがあるね。なんか北風と太陽の話みたい。実はそれは逆効果なやり方でしたみたいな。そうだよね。この戦いでね、町が一つにまとまったっていう。お、ポーションすごい。商品であるだろうポーションをちゃんと惜しみなく使ってる。いや、いいね。